statement saying the Russians were
right.
I
think Russian was talking about earlier in the summer.
Earlier, but by October 8th, I think that memorandum signed by Jay Johnson, the Secretary of Homeland Security, and the Director of National Intelligence at the time, they issued that public statement accusing the Russians of intervening. I want to quickly, David Chalian, play a little sound. This is Hillary Clinton delivering some of her commencement address at her alma mater, Wellesley College up in New England, and she drew a parallel to what happened back when she was delivering her graduation commencement address back in 1969 and what she suspects might be going on right now. Listen to this.
If any of you are nervous about what you'll be walking into when you leave the campus, I know that feeling. We were furious about the past presidential election of a man whose presidency would eventually end in disgrace with his impeachment for obstruction of justice.
And she went one step further and she said back at that time, that president, she was referring to Nixon, fired the man who was in charge of the investigation.
She would know these facts, right? Because she served as a staffer on the Watergate Committee after her college days. Of course, Nixon, just to get the factual record right, wasn't impeached. It was the threat of impeachment.
He was about to be impeached.
He was about
That's
to be
when
impeached.
He offered his letter of resignation.
Exactly. But watching that entire speech, which was a fiery, feisty takedown of Trump without calling him out by name, it just seems now we've seen multiple Hillary Clinton appearances and speeches, Wolf, since the election, where she just doesn't give a heck about anything anymore. This woman that used to be the most scripted, afraid of her shadow, consultant-laden, weighing in her mind, say this, say that, how will it be perceived? In the last 6 months, we keep seeing her in a way where she just doesn't seem to care about the perception of her remarks as much as she once did, and feels emboldened to make these arguments against the president.
You know, it's interesting because what does she have to lose, Dana? She wants to speak out. She's not running for anything anymore.
Nothing.
I suspect she's not going to be running for anything anymore. She wants to speak out. She can speak out.
No question about it. And look, this was obviously, she was in her ultimate comfort zone, giving a speech to Wellesley graduates 40-plus years after she gave a speech to Wellesley graduates when she was one of her own. And so it was very fiery, very tough. She knew her audience would just lap it up, which they did. And I think the fact that she made those parallels was something that she couldn't. How could she not do that, given the experience that she had and where she is right now?
That speech 40-plus years ago was so notable for its idealism.
Yeah.
It's actually very sad to see, on the other end of it, that Hillary Clinton, is in a place of so much cynicism, because I think a lot of younger people are probably feeling that way. We can't lose hope in the system, nor should she lose hope. And I think in the course of all of this, abandon, she's also got to take some responsibility for where she fell short. And I know that that's coming. We have to wait for the book.
We're going to have more on the speech.
$29.99. Figure that out.
All right, guys, everybody stand by.